Hello, this is the owner of Savage-Realms speaking, and right now I'd like to talk to you about investment. Primarily, I've mentioned the fact that I have a Patreon account, and that anyone who'd like to see the quality of my work improve and the page grow is entirely welcome to donate to my Patreon, become a subscriber, and help support the work that I do. But I would be remiss if I didn't let the fans, the people who actually like my work, know what their money was going to. While eventually I would like this to be simply my full-time job and support me living my life, I'd like you to know that first and foremost, before I begin taking any money to try to support my life, that my primary goal is going to be to reinvest. Take whatever money is donated by the fans in the ways of paid subscriptions to Patreon and even flat donations. So, what I'm going to talk to you about right now is basically an intentions list of how I intend to spend the money that I'm given, should anyone decide to donate. Just like any donation, it's only fair to let the people donating know what their money's going to go to. And long before it goes to me, and simply trying to make my life a little easier, I intend for most of the money to be reinvested, put into both the quality of work that I provide to you, as well as to the community that supports it and enjoys the work that I provide. To lay out some simple groundwork for you, first and foremost, one of the things that I'd like to achieve is a push for artwork, both professional quality as well as setting up a means by which fans of the different audiobooks available here can submit their own artwork. I would eventually like to be able to show these artworks on the page to show people what the fans are producing and my appreciation for what it is they produce, just as they show their appreciation for what I produce. But this is, of course, only to help support community as a whole, helping to establish lines of communication and conversation about the characters that exist within the Savage Realms, so that people can feel a sense of community, which I think is important with any medium. The second part of the artwork push would, of course, be hiring professional artists, people to draw up official artwork for the audiobooks and other things, character designs and environment layouts, a myriad of different things that'll help bring context to the stories and increase people's enjoyment by being able to have a visual representation of what is happening in these stories. Not, of course, full-fledged video. These are audiobooks after all. But choosing a few careful pictures to help grant atmosphere to stories and give people a better idea of characters can be immensely valuable to both me, the producer of these audiobooks, as well as to the fans who want to see these characters fleshed out, to know who they're hearing about in these stories, as well as being able to produce cover art for the audiobooks themselves that will eventually serve as the covers for printed books or even comic books. I'll of course be willing to accept fan donations as well. People who are fans of the book series that are produced here on the Savage Realms are more than welcome to submit their artwork in hopes that it will get approval to be used in some official capacity, which, of course, if that becomes the case, I would love nothing more than to offer them some sort of compensation for allowing me to use that artwork. I'm not going to put somebody's picture on the cover of my book and then not offer them anything for it. That's just not fair. Especially considering that if they did, that means they're a fan of the series. So it's always important to ask permission to use any form of artwork. And if I use anything that generates any kind of profit, first and foremost, my intention will be to ensure that whoever donated that piece of art gets a fair shake. And of course, eventually, the art that I produce for the different audiobooks will eventually become available to the public in the form of merchandise, things that people who are fans of the series can purchase, allowing people to support the series and have something physical to show for their support. Posters, t-shirts, coffee mugs, physical things that will allow people to support their series in a way that's both familiar to them and mutually beneficial, so that people's only option isn't to donate in order to get sneak peeks at things, advance looks, and things like that. I want to provide options to the fans of my series and make sure that no one gets left out in the cold. All of this goes towards the quality of the work I produce, of course. And as more of these options open up to me, and I can begin turning a profit on this business, then I can start truly affecting the quality of the work that I provide to the people who show up to the channels, subscribe, and watch my videos on a regular basis. Reward them for their loyalty and their enjoyment of my series by increasing the overall quality, getting a higher quality microphone, establishing a very localized and small sound room, somewhere where I can have all the exterior noise toned out, and thus also increase the quality of the audio that I record. And all of these things will eventually lead into the other aspects that affect the quality of the work that I provide. Being able to hire professional editors to oversee specific aspects of the work, creating higher quality video content and higher quality audio content, as well as getting rid of those annoying watermarks and creating images that are custom made for the stories here on Savage Realms, and eventually being able to re-record the stories that have already been placed here on the Savage Realms. I don't intend to leave everything as it is. No, eventually, like anything, I would like the fans' investment in the series to be reflected in increasing the quality. So eventually, the audio that is placed on these series will be replaced with new videos. It'll be the same content, of course. It's simply better quality recordings, better video, better audio, and hopefully, eventually I'll be able to hire on some more voice actors, other people who can play different parts for the characters, as hearing my voice try to fill the space of every character that I create is both taxing, since no matter how talented a voice actor is, they always have a range. For example, it's very difficult for men to voice characters that are extremely young or women. Our voices simply don't fit. So being able to hire other voice actors, including women, to play roles will increase both the depth and enjoyability of the audiobooks themselves and allow people to enjoy the stories more. And along with having a video and audio editor, that would also allow for the inclusion of more in-depth sound effects for the videos. For example, whenever you're watching a quality TV show, take for example Breaking Bad. They have music composed for characters. For example, whenever Walter White puts on that hat and is about to basically try to go hard in the paint, You always get that signature music in the background. Little touches like this can add drama and emotion to scenes and events. Being able to hire somebody to compose custom background music for characters, stories, and events to add emotional depth and context to the stories will help increase the overall quality of the stories and increase the emotional impact of events and conversations. And all of this is, of course, to give the highest quality experience that I possibly can to the people who view my content. And so, to anybody who's willing to invest to help get the channel going and support us in any way, even if it's simply by viewing and subscribing, I give my sincere thanks to you and hope that you continue to enjoy the work that I produce. As eventually I do want to add in other writers, people who can begin writing on other stories. Once again, all of which will take place within the Savage Realms and be exclusive to it. This too will offer a wider and more varied experience for the people who enjoy the universe that I've created here. And the stories that they produce will get the same treatment to produce the highest quality material for the people who view my page. But once again, these are all things that are in the works that I would like to acquire and reach eventually. But until then, I still thank you for any and all support that you give me. This is the creator of Savage Realms and author of the stories on it, telling you thank you for your patronage. And I hope to continue seeing you in the future. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And eventually, I'd like to start running some contests. Little opportunities for me to give freebies to the people who enjoy watching my channel, so that subscribers get the opportunity to get some free stuff, t-shirts, hats, and such. Once again, as a way of rewarding their loyalty and their enjoyment of the series. Until then, this is me signing off. You guys, enjoy your stories.